Hello, today's video is about bead sizes, not the classic sizes like size 11, size 15 or so on. No, the size difference between different companies, different manufacturers of beads. I'm focusing here on Toho and Miyuki because these are the main companies that we use beads from. But this also, the trick that I'm showing you here also works for other beads, of course. Now, the thing is, here on the top, we have Miyuki beads, and the blue beads are Toho beads. And sometimes a pattern calls for Miyuki beads, and you say, but I have these beautiful blue beads and I want to use them. There is a trick. You see, I'm stringing 20 beads of each color on a needle, and I put the two needles next to each other. And here you can see that there's a size difference of almost 2 beads in the length that this the needle with the Toho beads, this is longer, and the Miyuki beads are a little bit shorter. So what's the difference between these beads? When we have a look at the beads itself, you see that the Miyuki beads have a smaller hole, the Toho beads have a bigger hole. This is also something that Toho is advertising with, that they really have big bead holes, which is a good thing. But this also has an effect on the shape of the bead. You see here in this picture that the Miyuki bead, the brown bead, is a little bit rounder, and the Toho bead is a little more cylindric because of that bigger hole, probably of the manufacturing process. Let's have a look at size 15 beads. It's the same here. You see, I have on the left the purple ones, these are Toho, and the red ones are Miyuki. Again, there's a size difference of about 10%. And these 10% really count, because just imagine you have like 10 beads in a round for a Rivoli bezel, and then suddenly you need 11 beads when you have the other company. And also here with these smaller beads, with the size 15s, we have the same difference, main difference. The Miyukis are a little bit rounder, the Tohos are a little bit more cylindric. Now, so here's the trick. When you want to compare your beads, just take a reference bead where, for example, pattern is calling for Miyuki. You string 20 Duracoats from Miyuki on a needle. You take your beads that you want to use and you compare them in the shape and in the length what you have on the needle. And then you know whether you can take this bead or not. It's not that one company is better than the other. It's just there are a slight difference in the sizes. Depending on what technique the designer is using, they need a different shape or size of a bead. That's all. That's the whole secret. So I hope you like this little trick. See you next time. Bye-bye.